Well, hey, book lovers, surprise! Today I'm releasing a surprise book. It is called Cindrill, and it happens to be a twisted version of Cinderella. And I know that you guys were not expecting this today. I know that you were actually expecting the release of The Revolution of Jack Frost, but my publisher had a couple of issues with getting it printed on time, and so we have actually pushed that back to November 6th. So the hardcover, ebook, and paperback will all be out on the same day. And to make up for it, I released my Cinderella retelling an entire month early. I'm so excited because we're going to be talking all about Cindrill today. And this, like I said, is a dark, twisted version of Cinderella. I'm k.m.robinson for those of you that don't know me, and we are going to be talking all about my Cinderella retelling. This is a novella, and because I am putting it out an entire month early, we have actually put the ebook out, and the paperback will be out as soon as the printer approves it. So we actually have to put it through the printer. It usually takes 2 or 3 days. I literally had a couple of days to finish writing it. We sent it off to proofreading. They had it for a couple of days. I fixed up the typos and things like that, and we formatted it and sent it immediately to the distributors. So the print book will actually be out in a few days, but the ebook is now available for only 99 cents. And the cool thing about this particular story is that Cinderella is actually an assassin, and she is out to get our prince. She is on a mission to destroy our prince and the king. And unfortunately, she ends up working with the prince, who doesn't recognize her because she had been wearing a nanobot mask, which changed all of her features. And so when he saw her without the mask, he didn't recognize her and maybe kind of forced her to work for him. We'll see. But I'm very excited about it. We're actually going to be meeting the cast of Cindrill today. I'm going to be showing you some behind the scenes. But first, I do want to read the write-up to you. So let me pull this up. I'm going to read this to you right now. Actually, I guess I can share this. Let me screen share so that you guys can see this too, and then we will meet the cast of Cindrill together. So let me pop that over. Here we go. Beautiful. All right. It says it's hard to recognize a woman when she uses technology to change her appearance. The nanobots Cinderill's master gave her allow her to slip around the kingdom and into the palace without being identified. But when she's injured by Prince Davian as she flees after an assassination attempt by her master, the prince realizes she's wearing the technology as a mask. When Cindrill accidentally runs into the prince on his frantic search to find the would-be assassin woman, he doesn't recognize her without the nanobot mask on her face and insists she helps in his search for the vile woman who tried to kill his father and nearly took away his fiancée. Cindrill and Davian still have jobs to do while working together, destroy each other, and they have to play the game as long as they can until the other is ruined, even as Cinderill's master takes matters into his own hands to finish the job they were hired to do. Will her master and his betrothed get in the way of their survival? So today we are talking all about Cindrill. We're going to be hanging out, and Alyssa is here loving the frame for the broadcast. Thank you, boo. Thank you. I love it too. This is actually, if we look right here, this is kind of part of the chapter headers from Cindrill, which I think I can show you. Because I think it's on this page that I'm going to be showing you. So we will take a look at that momentarily. We are going to be meeting the characters from this book. And so we actually have some character art that I'm going to pull up. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this to cooperate. We're going to find out. Okay, let me see. All right, we're going to go solo. There we go. Beautiful. This is actually my blog post, and this is because I forgot to pull up my artwork individually before I went live. And so you're actually seeing what's up on the blog. So you can learn more about them over on blog.k.m.robinsonbooks.com. And here is my charming cast. I'm actually going to scroll down and show you what went out in my newsletter earlier today to get to know these characters. And I'm going to tell you a couple of extra things about them as we are going through this as well. So let's jump down. We're going to meet the characters of Cindrill. And our first leading lady is actually Cindrill, and she is an assassin. Her job is to murder the king and the prince along with her master, and she is a little bit sassy, a little bit snarky. She is going to kick your butt if she meets you. Do not mess with this girl. She can kill you in 1,800 different ways. And unfortunately, she is running around no longer wearing the nanobots that protected her while she was in the palace, but she does have them with her. These nanobots are amazing because when she loses her shoe as she's fleeing from the palace, they actually create a new shoe for her. They can change her appearance. It's pretty amazing what these nanobots can do, but you'll learn a little bit more about that as we go on. The next character we're going to meet is our prince. His name is Davian. He is the Prince of Davengreen, and his job is to find the assassin. So he starts out at the beginning of this book. I'm not ruining anything by telling you this. He is actually at his engagement party to the Princess of Briarmar, who we're going to be meeting momentarily. And the assassin, or the assassins, there's more than one in this case, come into the palace and they start going after people, unfortunately. And some people are taken down in the process. And the king is injured in this unfortunate incident, but the prince escapes. And I'm just going to tell you this much. Cindrill actually saves the Princess of Briarmar from her master. And Prince Davian sees this, and his job, as charged by his father, is to go and find these assassins and end them before they come after the royal family again. So then we meet Vila. She is the Princess of Briarmar, and she is here because she needs to marry the prince. There is some stuff going on outside of the kingdoms, and this is actually an alliance between Davengreen and Briarmar for money and for soldiers and troops and guards and people to help defend the different countries. And they both have reasons for entering into this contract, this marriage, but they have to kind of fight to keep this in place. And so she is here, not necessarily against her will, but she's not thrilled to pieces with this one. She wants to be back home. She runs a charity. She helps orphans. She does all this really great stuff. And now she's in a new country helping her people by marrying this other prince. And so we move on. We're actually going to meet Claude next. Claude is kind of awesome. He's a stylist. He's an inventor. He actually works with Cindrill and her master. And he's the one who creates Cindrill's amazing dress for the ball. And he is the one that creates some of the other things that she wears within this story. And he is the one that has created the nanobot technology that Davengreen doesn't actually have access to at this point. And these people don't necessarily know what these nanobots are. They don't understand how they work because they've never really seen this type of technology that Claude has invented for Cindrill and her master to be using. And so his job is to assist Master and Cindrill, but he's not necessarily doing it of his own free will and volition. So that's an interesting twist to the story. We then move on to Philip. Philip is our bodyguard. He's the head of security in the palace, and his job is to protect his friend, the prince. And unfortunately, he doesn't quite realize that Cindrill is an assassin and happens to be on his team now. So his job just got really, really complicated. We then move on to Master. He happens to be the head assassin. So they are working for this League of Assassins. There's a whole bunch of them there. And he is in charge of working with Cindrill. Cindrill is like his apprentice. She does all this work for him. She kind of gets people into position for him to be carrying out his assassinations. And he is not happy when they get separated and when Cindrill is kind of taken over by the prince and his men to work with them. And so he kind of has to work in this new way of keeping those people together to complete his mission when Cindrill is not there to listen and follow his commands. And so he pops up a number of times and things happen, unfortunately. And so then we've got the beautiful cover of Cindrill, and it's now available because, A, this is a super exciting book release that is totally a surprise to you to make up for the change of date for that other book. So do you guys have questions about this book? Let me know. And let's actually take a look at this gorgeous cover. How pretty is this? We've got this gorgeous green shoe. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it starts out at a ball, which I'm really very excited about. And with this ball, they're all dressed up. She's got this stunning green dress on, and she's got these shoes. And if you look closely at the cover, you actually see these intricate designs on the shoe. Here's the deal. When the Prince of Davengreen is actually, trying to hunt her down, he might fall with a weapon in his hand, and he might just kind of slice up her foot around that book around the shoe. Sorry guys, I was trying to pull up that extra thing that I was going to show you guys while I'm talking, and it's not going so well right now. But as he falls, as he's trying to catch her, he actually slices open her foot. And so when she loses her shoe and the nanobots come in and they are repairing her shoe, they're giving her a new shoe so she can keep on running. He has sliced her open. He now has that shoe, and he is able to identify the girls by the scar. So it's not like this is one of those, oh, well, we have to find the girl so that we can match her shoe to her foot. And if it fits, ta-da. This is definitely more of one of those, we're finding the girl who has the scar that fits this particular book. Not a book, the shoe. I looked at the book again. We've got a scar that is going to match this shoe, and we are going to figure out who the assassin is based on that scar. So that is how that all plays together. I know that was a little bit hard because I was talking and working at the same time because I wanted to show you this. Let me show you this gorgeous graphic, and I'm actually going to take my frame off for just a second. But check out how beautiful those chapter headers are. Isn't that English. Isn't that so gorgeous? We've got those pretty little swoops right down here. Let me see if it works. Check that out. Pretty amazing, right? I am a big fan of the chapter headers in Cindrill, and it took a really long time to get those right because every single one of those jewels in this pretty thing right here, all hand drawn. It is all hand drawn. That took me a long time to create those. So if you are loving on this super pretty header for this, let me know. Alyssa's here. She is absolutely loving on that as well. Thanks, girl. So we've met the characters of Cindrill. We have heard a little bit about it. Like I said, it's black. What's black? Can you see me? Oh, you couldn't see it. Oh, well, that's really strange. I'm sorry you couldn't see that because it did show it for me. Let me try one more thing real quick and see if I can pull that up for you guys to take a look at. There we go. I'm pulling up the image. I just screenshot it. So now I have to pull it up. There we go. I'm going to put that down. And oops, I'm going to find my screen. There we go. All right, so I'm going to try to share the desktop. Let's try that. All right. Can you see it now? Let me know. Let me know if you can see that. So we've got this beautiful chapter header. We've got the pretty strands of the chandeliers hanging down and all the sparklies, all the jewels, and each and every one of those was hand drawn because, yes, we do love when things are hand drawn, right? It takes me forever to get these things done, but they work for really cool chapter headers. So today we have heard just a little bit about Cindrill. Like I said, the print version of this is going to be out in a few days. We just have to wait for the printer to approve it because I was not prepared to release this one just yet. This is actually meant to come out in November, but because we had the mix-up with the printer for the Revolution of Jack Frost that was supposed to come out today and is now coming out in a few weeks on November 6th, Revolution of Jack Frost, November 6th. Yeah. You can actually get Cindrill today. And so, like I said, I had an amazing team working with me on this one. We worked overtime. This was literally like a 4-day process. Like, get it written, proof it myself, send it off to my editing team, get it back, fix the typos, format it, get it to the distributors, get it to the printer, and now we just have to wait for them to go ahead and approve that so the paperback will come out. But until then, you can get the ebook only 99 cents. It's on sale for you right now, and I'm really very excited about this. If you've got questions, go ahead and let me know. And if you happen to have been excited for this, I got a little bit of a typo in here. That's okay. If you're excited, throw Cindrill. Hit the share button now because that tells Facebook that I am doing something good. I'm doing something entertaining. This is a book that people should be hearing about, and it shows this video and other things to my fans and friends of fans and people that should be hanging out with me, which means I can do more stuff just like this for you. We can have more episodes of my talk show, Young Adults Edition. We can have more author interviews, which, P.S., I'm scheduling some new ones coming up soon. I cannot wait for you guys to come join for those. We also have some fun events coming up because I know the holidays are coming, and you guys know that I love to get a little involved with the holidays. We've got our costume party for Young Adults Edition on Monday, and then we've got maybe some things for Thanksgiving coming up. We've got definitely some things for Christmas coming up. Last year, I actually showed you how to make some cool bookish crafts to give as presents or to give gift cards for bookstores and things like that. So we're going to be doing more of that this year as well. And if you hit the share button, that helps me to get a bigger fan base so I can bring on more fabulous people to do more fabulous things with us. So hit share and help a girl out. And also, we want to explode Cindrill everywhere today because this was a total surprise release and we're making up for that other book not coming out. So I really want to do very well with Cindrill today. So if you are totally awesome, I would love your help. You can actually grab the marketing graphic that I did show you. I hope it showed you. I don't know. It might have gone black at that point before I zoomed in on it. But we have this gorgeous marketing graphic that you can put out on social media. All you got to do is tag me in it. And then whoever has the most comments or likes or interactions, shares, retweets, whatever, you are going to win a copy of Cindrill. You're going to win a copy of Virtually Sleeping Beauty, and you're going to win a copy of Sugar Coated. So you are getting 3 books just for being awesome. And you will get my Cinderella twisted retelling. You will get my Hansel and Gretel's Witch twisted retelling. And you will get my Sleeping Beauty with a virtual reality twist retelling if you happen to be helping me out and you get a bunch of interactions. And I'm very excited about this. So I would love your help to get out there and get the word out about Cindrill because I want to get all sorts of points on the categories for my book over on Amazon and on the other buying platforms. I would love, love, love to hit #1. You guys know pretty much every time I've released a surprise book with no warning whatsoever, it's hit #1 in its category, and I would so appreciate that to happen here for Cindrill as well. I do love her story. She's very, very interesting, and as you saw, we had some really interesting costumes on the characters as well. So this is very, very fantasy with the wardrobe. We've got the cloaks, we've got the dresses and the half skirts and the pants and the big boots and the fun shoes and the nanobots, and we've got the waistcoats, and oh, it's just amazing. I do love it. So I would love for you guys to help me out here and make Cindrill #1 in our category. I actually have not checked yet because today's been a busy morning for me, but I am going to be monitoring that and we'll see what we can do because I'm very excited for this one. And I do hope you guys like Cindrill. It is a very interesting retelling of Cinderella, and you guys know I don't touch my retellings unless I have a massive twist on it. This one is a massive twist. So I would love for you to come hang out and get your hands on a copy of Cindrill today. You can actually go to, and I didn't write this, I should write this, cindrillinfo.k.m.robinsonbooks.com if you would like to get, oh, that's interesting. I see what happened. Fun! I didn't actually mean for that to scroll across the screen. You can go to cindrillinfo.k.m.robinsonbooks.com. It is currently updating because we put it live last night on the buying platforms. And so I think it's on Amazon and it might be on iBooks. I don't know if it went on Barnes & Noble yet. But throughout the course of the day, it is going to be popping up on all of the different sites. They just have to approve it first. So it is a little bit slower than if we had done a pre-order for it. It's not all up just yet, but they are on all the buying platforms. So it doesn't matter where you want to get it from. At some point today or tomorrow, you will be able to get it from your buying platform, iBooks, or it's Barnes & Noble. So you can go ahead and get your hands on a copy of that. It's definitely up on Amazon, hanging out over there as well. And so you can help me out and go over and grab your copy of Cindrill. And really, let's just think about this gorgeous cover. Like, how pretty is that? How pretty is that? I'm so excited for it. If you guys have questions, if you've got comments about Cindrill, I would love to hear from you. DM me as you're reading it because I love getting your reactions, and I would love to hear what you think about Cindrill and Prince Davian and some of the things that might get in their way and, you know, an assassin out trying to kill at least one of them. So I hope you will check that out. Super excited for it. And of course, you know, this is the first of 3 consecutive Tuesdays where I have book releases because it's insane, right? So today we've got Cindrill out. Cindrill is now available to all of you. Next week, you're actually going to be able to get the Blood from a Stone Twisted Villains anthology. It has my book sugar-coated inside of it, which is a retelling of Hansel and Gretel, where their witch isn't actually a witch and is actually on their side. Yeah, see how that works. It's going to be awesome. Blood from a Stone Twisted Villains anthology comes out next Tuesday. 8 different stories. There's origin stories of villains, and there are tales that show that the villain isn't actually the villain. The heroes might have twisted that up just a little bit, and I am so excited. I can't wait to see what you guys have to think about that one. And then the following week on November 6th, you can finally get The Revolution of Jack Frost, which is a Jack Frost retelling. There's a weather machine. It's out of control, and the only one that can stop it is Jack Frost. And so I am super excited for this one. It's dark, it's twisty, it's got a lot of romance in it, and I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on this. Actually, all of these books, my early readers have gone with, oh, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. That has been their reaction to these stories, and so good luck is all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. As always, you can hang out with me at k.m.robinsonbooks.com, where we have world portals for all of these stories, which are actually, right now, they're under a makeover construction. So some of them are closed down. Some of them have a little bit. Some of them are just the main features. But we are building that out so you can get all sorts of new bonus scenes. There's interactive games you can play. There's videos. There's character art. There's fan art. There's all sorts of amazing things. So I would love for you to come hang out with me, k.m.robinsonbooks.com. And at k.m. Robinson Books on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Of course, hang out with me on YouTube for more videos just like this one, and IGTV for exclusive content you cannot find anywhere else. I'm K.M. Robinson, author of Cindrill, the Golden Trilogy, the Jaded Duology, the Legends Chronicles, Virtually Sleeping Beauty, The Sinking, The Goose Girl, and The Artificial, The Revolution of Jack Frost, The Siren War Saga, and a whole bunch of other fabulous books like Sugar Coated. And I cannot wait for you guys to come DM me. Even if you do not know me, I would love to hear from you at K.M. Robinson Books. Let's just talk about books. We don't have to talk about my books. Let's just talk about books. I would love to have you guys over here and help me celebrate the release of Cindrill by posting that really pretty graphic for me. You can actually get it by going in the comments. I've got the link right there. All you got to do is post it and tag me, and you could win 3 of my amazing books. My retellings, I'm really excited about it. And these are 3 that are not currently free. I have 6 currently free books. You can go get them on all the buying platforms. And I would love to hear from you if you jump into any of my series, or if you just want to be friends. You don't have to read my books. You don't have to like my books to come hang out with me. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for joining me for my surprise book birthday today for the release of Cindrill. I'm incredibly excited for my Cinderella tale to be out in the world, and I do hope that we can make it #1 today as a surprise launch release. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you guys again soon, and bounce over with me because we might just be on Instagram Live in a few minutes. We'll see you soon. Bye.